mean, I saw like the last 2 minutes of this match, right? Becky and Bianca. So I guess Becky. Did you hear she separated her shoulder early in this?
Separated her shoulder, yeah. So
I haven't seen. I mean, I'll go back at work tonight and watch this, but I didn't. I watched the rest of the show, but I didn't. I only saw the last 2 minutes of this, and I couldn't tell she had a separated shoulder. But but Bianca basically, they were on the top ropes and went for a manhandle slam, and Bianca countered it into a Spanish fly and hit the KOD in the middle of the ring, and got the 3 count. So you can comment on the match. What did you think of the match?
Very physical, really, really, really good. They've been feuding almost for a year because wasn't it a year when she
came out of nowhere and beat her in 20-something seconds.
Yeah,
right.
A while back. So
and they did a great job. I applaud them because you can tell they put a lot of thought into making this a good match and making it different. And they used everything they could: the ring post, the steps, the barricades. They had some really cool spots I hadn't seen before. This was a very good match.
Right. So after the match, kind of out of I thought this is I didn't expect this. Lynch approached Belair and offered a handshake with the left hand while still on her right shoulder. Belair was apprehensive, but she accepted, and Lynch and Belair hugged. Lynch left the ring while Belair celebrated a win. Then Bayley music come out. She had a white outfit on, and she's with Dakota Kai, and her name is Io Sky now. Okay,
bro, did you see Io Sky's entrance? She looked like she was drunk. Like it's almost like they said, what Asuka does? Just do a little bit more ridiculous, brutal. Yeah.
All right, I didn't notice that.
Yes,
but so they came out. Bayley smiled, played the crowd, and walked close to the ring and yelled hello to Belair and asked if she remembered her. Dakota Kai comes out, and she had longer hair. And then Io Sky comes out, and she made her entrance now, so she comes down, and Saxon wonder what was happening. They get in Bianca's face, and it looks like they were going to maybe do a beatdown, and then Becky came and went side by side with Bianca.
Bro, did you see what Becky was wearing? What Bayley was wearing?
Yes, white outfit.
She looks like a star. Because I went back and I looked to see what that girl was wearing that you were telling me about, sky blue. Brutal.
Right, black T-shirt and did cut off blue.
Yeah, brutal Bob Evans.
Right, yeah. These girls,
they look like stars. Yeah,
it's like I'm on TV in front of millions of people. And it's like I want to look my best,
right?
It's like something I don't understand. I can't understand how people, that professional wrestlers on TV, do not. Some of them still don't grasp that. That's fascinating.
Yeah. Why don't you want to look like a rock star?
Right. Just look at Jericho.
Right.
Every week he comes out from a rock star. I'm dressed like a rock star. So, all right. So next is Miz against Logan Paul. I'm not going to do move by move here, but Paul is
way over, dude.
I mean, bro. Okay, so let's just put things in perspective.
I said it on that small. I said it on that small little. What was Joe's weekend? I think we did for like 4 minutes. The crowd, everybody was behind Logan, and in front of me and all around the building was younger girls or even girls in their 20s and 30s with Logan signs, and and families where he had so many fans there. I was very, very surprised, but he was drawing in a lot of girls for sure.
Yeah, which is good, and you can tell he looks. Bro, he's got charisma.
Mm-hmm.
He knows exactly where the camera is.
Yep.
He knows how to make facial expressions. He knows how to sell. He's still a little green on like when he gets in a lot of motion and stuff, but he knows where to be. He's got a great moveset.
Yeah,
he's got
it's exciting. It's exciting.
And stuff Bro, let me tell you something. This guy makes so much money, and basically they did a spot at the end where he gets up on he puts Miz on the table. I'm sure everybody's seen this on Twitter, and he does a frog splash from the top of the ropes onto the table onto Miz. They come back in the ring and he hits him with the skull crushing finale, and he wins the match. Right, bro. This guy, he makes so much money off Impulsive Live's YouTube show. Right, now, just sick numbers to the point that this guy's spending $15 million on Pokemon. Like this guy makes so much money. If this guy didn't make that much money doing that, he's a guy that you could get, WWE could bring him in as a regular, and this would be a very credible world champion. Like, that's how good he looked. His punches look good, his physically, he just did everything looked good. What did you think about this?
Bro, this is a hard sport, and a lot of people don't get it, even after years and years of training and being in amateur wrestling or even pro sports. very few can pick it up like he has. He just gets it, like Bad Bunny did. He just gets it. He understands the business. He respects it. He isn't just coming in for a paycheck, and he put his time in because you don't get that good just by luck. He obviously trained, and I mean, he's way better than anybody should have expected him to. Yeah, he's not championship material right now, but he definitely is in the future.
Absolutely. If they had the money to pay him to not do the other stuff, to do this, which they don't, but it's like he's well worth everything they paid him, right? He's made him.
Bro, you got to remember that pop that you get from the wrestling fans live. It's very hard to get it anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're like a singer or some like that. Right. But you know what I'm saying? That adulation, that pop, it's just very exciting. And I think he's sucked in by the excitement and the glamour and how cool it is. Because it is cool, especially, how they're working him. You know what I'm saying? He's got nothing to gripe about. They're giving him a real good push.
So they did a little thing backstage with the Maxim male models selling a drink. They were pouring the water all over themselves like they're like gay models.
That was kind of dumb.
Yeah, right. It was an advertisement, basically.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, next, there's really not much to talk about the next match. It was Lashley versus Theory. Everybody knew Lashley was going to win, so they didn't bother making this a long match unnecessarily. It's 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and Lashley put him in the hurt lock and gets a quick. He taps out quick. Right.
Okay, so I do have to say this. I was very surprised that as much time as they've invested in Theory, they beat him that quick.
Right. Well, I'm not really, because I don't think anybody thought he was going to win this match. So why
I didn't say win, but at least make it look competitive.
Plus, he's got the briefcase. A lot of the times when a guy gets a briefcase, he starts losing major matches, and then his comeback is to cash in. But
okay, so next is Judgment Day against the Mysterios, an ODQ match. I will say this, it's not super muscular or anything, but it does look like Dominic's put on a little bit of size.
Right.
Is that a thing, or am I missing something here?
Yeah,
Did you notice this?
You look like it.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't look like a scrawny kid out there. He looks like he's not. But I mean, no smaller than a lot of the AEW guys are pushing. If Daniel Garcia is in main events in AEW, Dominic's certainly looks like he could fit in on this roster with his size, right? So, but he looks like he's put on a little bit of size. Good match. Let me get to the finisher. Priest comes back with the super kick, covered Ray for a near fall. Balor checked in, had Ray down, and Balor went to the ropes, but Dom cut him off. Balor cut off Dom. Then Ray executed a hurricanrana from the ropes and then covered Balor, only had Priest break it up. Mysterios ended up putting their opponents in position for the double 619, and when they ran the ropes, Ripley tripped them up. Priest put Ray down with the Uranagi-style slam, and the music played, because Rhea interfered, the music played, and then Edge comes out. He's on a platform, and he's, the old Edge. He wore red and black gear, red jacket and shades, and he took out Priest with a big bit of ringside and Balor in the ring. And then Priest entered the ring and was speared by Edge, and the Mysterios hit Balor with a double 619, and the Ray splashed and pinned Balor. And they needed this win, because they've been those two have been losing a lot. But so they got the win here, which is they needed this. What did you think of this match?
A real good match. Like I said, I like the chemistry between Dominic and Finn. Edge with a great entrance, speared both, beautiful spear on both. I like the sliding splash that Mysterio did with the chair to the outside. The only thing I would say about Dominic is he needs to fire up when he does his comebacks.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, he does. I think he maybe made me a little nervous out here because this is the biggest crowd he's wrestled in front of, I think, right?
And I don't know. If I haven't been there, obviously. You guys would know better than I. In an outdoor venue like that, when it's 90 plus degrees and the lights and the crowd, it was hot as in that stadium as a fan. So
was it really?
Yeah, it must have been hot in the ring, hotter than it was out in the crowd.
Yeah. All right. So next is what do you call this? Happy Corbin against Pat. So Happy.
Now, did you go to SummerSlam with the guy you slept with, Joe?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Anything else we need to know about that relationship?
No. That's just my buddy, my buddy Tom.
Just two guys sitting together at SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam. Well, here's the thing. When I went down, Conrad.
You and Tom? Is that his name?
Yeah, Tom. Well, Conrad got me the room, but when they asked me, they're like, "Do you want 2 passes for StarCast at SummerSlam?" And I was like, "All right, sure." So I texted a group of friends, and I was like, "Whoever wants to come down, you get whoever you got first dibs, just let me know. And Tom booked a flight and came down on Saturday. So, but the room they booked for me had a king-size bed. I couldn't get a double bed. So, yes, we were stuck sleeping in the same bed. There's a very adorable picture from SummerSlam as well, in case you want to bust my anymore. So,
did you guys share a hot dog, each eating from one side?
Nah, it was pulled pork sandwich.
Pulled pork, okay. The old pulled pork in Nashville.
Exactly. But before you start describing the match,
anything else? Any other pork was being pulled? Huh?
I was going to say, before DI starts describing the match, McAfee, again, was super over. And I said to you guys before, it just showed me how different it is being outside of a Philly crowd. Because we're cynical. We're jerks. There's people there. They're too cool to be there. You know, the reactions in Nashville were so organic and happy. The whole crowd was dancing to McAfee's music. I'd never seen anything like that from a crowd, really, in person.
So Pat comes out. Happy Corbin comes out first, and this was hysterical. So up in the bleachers, they had a choir.
That was hysterical.
And they started singing "Bum Ass Corbin" like a choir.
Yeah,
and it was it was so unique and original. And like Happy Corbin's like, "Hey, what is that damn choir I hear booing?" And then they started singing, "Oh," and they started singing.
Big
the
time.
choir was singing a Pat song.
Yep.
I'm not impressed with Pat McAfee's gear that he wrestles in, to be honest with you. He wears black shorts with no knee pads and a black T-shirt and a chain and
really
whatever.
brutal, yeah.
But I think he just kind of like plays his. When people see that, they look at him as his character and his podcast because he kind of has a tank top.
Remember, there was
on.
a guy
He's
a wrestler called Generico, Mr. Generico.
Yeah,
that should be his name, Mr. Generic.
Right.
The way he was dressed.
This was bro. But Pat is another celebrity that just gets it. He's got the charisma. He throws a very good punch. He went up to the top rope to do a senton on the outside and almost fell off, and then he kind of braced himself. Very acrobatic, bro. This guy's a professional football player. You know, like when we think celebrities, it's like this guy's just not some celebrity podcaster. This guy's a former like NFL,
right?
Should be in the Hall of Fame punter,
right?
Yeah, right. So he's a really good athlete, right? And basically, they do a ref bump, and McAfee. So when the ref was down, they do a callback to what happened on Friday night, where Corbin kicked him in the. Pat kicks him in the. He sells it. He gets up and he does a sunset flip type thing off the top rope and rolls him up 1, 2, 3, 10 minutes and 40 seconds. After the match, Cole said it wasn't pretty a wrestling clinic, but it was effective, and McAfee won again. And he goes over to the broadcast table, and Graves told McAfee he got lucky. And McAfee crotch chopped Graves and then shook hands with Cole and some people in the crowd behind the broadcast table. And then he chugged a beer. So he's having a blast out there.
Well, here's the thing about this match. It doesn't have to be good because he's over. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. And people like him, and they were singing his song. But still, bro, he went out there, did a huracarana.
Right.
He did a backflip off the top.
And he did the one where that thing he did in the Adam Cole match where he does the running and jumps up right onto the top ropes.
Right.
From the running up and jumps right up to the top rope to give him a superplex. Right.
Bro, how about the senton bomb he did from the top rope to the floor?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where he almost fell off and balanced himself and got
he hit his head too.
The only bad thing was the finish. That Code Red was very awkward looking.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
I don't know if he was trying to do a Panama Sunrise, which is Adam Cole's finished. Right. And botched it, or if he was just supposed to do a sunset flip off the top rope.
I thought he was trying to do the Code Red, but it could have been done.
Okay. So the Drew comes out and cuts a promo. Jarrett makes his entrance. The Tennessee Titans cheerleaders came out and performed. The Street Profits came out in Titans team gear, and so we do the Usos and the Street Profits. These guys have wrestled each other a lot. Their matches are always good. This was nothing special because I don't know really what guys that have wrestled this many times can do new or original, but.
And it was still a good match, yeah.
But once again, and this is the one thing WWE does very well, is they nail their finishing sequences.
Yeah.
There's just boom. It's like Ford tagged out. Colt said he didn't understand what Ford's arguing. They had they were yelling at Jarrett. Ford then ran the ropes for a dive. Both the Usos kicked him from the floor and then tossed him over the barricade. That was a good spot. And the Usos double super kicked Dawkins and threw him in the ring, and they double kicked Super Dawkins again and hit him with the 1D for the victory. Yeah. And after the match, the Street Profits kind of sat there dejected. We've kind of heard they want to make Montez Ford a singles, and you really can't do much with these guys as a tag team anymore now. I mean, how many times they lost to these guys? Like 3 or 4 now.
It's been
like they've had like 3 or yeah. You know.
But that's real interesting about the finishes, because I always tell the wrestlers that the most important part of the match is the finish. If you don't have a good finish, the match wasn't good.
Right?
Because you're building up to the finish. That's the whole match.
Yeah. One thing too on this show, all of the packages were excellent.
Yes.
The video package. So they did one, especially the one I thought was the one they did on Charlotte was excellent. So they did one on Charlotte. So they actually showed Kid Rock in the crowd, and he was with some fat girl, and he started making out with the fat girl, and everything. People were. Did you see this, Konnan?
Yes.
Okay, so people were thinking like, "Oh my God, is that Kid Rock's girlfriend? Like this guy's dated Pam Anderson, right?"
Yeah.
So the girl he was with, I found out because everybody said, "Oh my God, like please don't ever show Kid Rock." Like online, everybody was just like, "What was that?" Right? I guess the girl he was with was some YouTube comedian that's like pretty popular,
right?
And,
exactly.
and so that they were trying to be they were trying to be a funny spot. After the Charlotte,
it was not funny.
Yeah, after the Charlotte spot, Riddle ran in the ring in street clothes. The trainers barked at him from ringside to leave the ring, and the Riddle told him to shut up. He said Randy Orton told him not to take crap from anyone. I think it's funny how he's kind of like the mind of a child, He called out Seth, who made his entrance, and Rollins was met by Adam Pearce and a group of referees, and Rollins ran past him, and Rollins ran towards Riddle, and they fought in the aisle and into the ring. Then Rollins quickly hit Riddle with a stomp, and then Pearce and others checked on Riddle while others made Rollins leave the ring. And Rollins with his evil cackle laugh when he went to the back. I guess Bill, I've been wondering. This is kind of weird the way they've been doing this. I don't know why they didn't have a match, but I guess they're saving this match for Clash at the Castle. They wanted a first time between those two guys at Clash at the Castle, because I guess that card was needed some more oomph to it. I guess so. So Ronda versus Liv is next. Another good video package. This wasn't long, which I like, because just like we've been talking, I'm not buying Liv the way she works in her offense and her athleticism and everything to be able to last 10 minutes with Ronda Rousey. It's bro, let's be honest. If this was a 5-round UFC fight, the over-under on this would be 1.5 rounds. Nobody would think that she'd go more than 2 rounds with Ronda Rousey if they're selling their characters of shoot fighter versus whatever. But they did a good finish here. So Rousey had her in an armbar, but her shoulders were on the mat, and the referee was positioned perfectly to where they did the 1 count. The referee counted Ronda's shoulders down. They did 1, and on the count of 2, Liv was tapping out. Okay, and then the referee counted 3. But they showed the replays, and even Ronda's look at the replay, they look at the ref and going, that was she tapped out, and they made the big stink of it and everything, right? And they showed multiple angles. And so Ronda just kind of got pissed. And instead of going the whole deal was, I'm going to shake your hand after the match, bro, she beat the out of her and then beat the out of the referee and put her in the thing and everything. So she kind of turned heel, which was, she was pissed off. So that was the best thing she's done so far, is getting pissed, just breaking character and getting pissed and just doing that. What'd you think of it?
I love the finish. The finish was great. She tapped while she was on her shoulders, and she had the turn, bro. She was miscast. She was always coming up with a mean face. She was always making comments that a heel would, and she kind of threw a red flag on SmackDown when she went off on that fan. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
That was very rude what she said. And I can't believe they left it in there. But anyways, this was good. It was about time she attacked. She went heel and she attacked the ref. Very well done.
Right. So next we do the last man standing, and Roman and the Usos and Heyman come out. So the Usos
that
go to the
entrance
back
on TV is dramatic and all that, and the music in person in a hot stadium was a little all right, let's get to the ring. Although I know why they do it. It was just it seemed a little long in person,
Right.
Yeah.
So Brock comes out in a tractor, like a bulldozer tractor, okay, because he's a farm boy, right? And Roman had said he's going to send him back to the farm, okay? So he comes out in the tractor, and he gets up on the bulldozer part of the tractor is above the ring. Brock gets on top of that bulldozer part of the ring, and Roman's in the ring. This was actually entertaining. I don't know if anybody saw this on Twitter. Brock introduced himself, tossed the mic to Roman, who just, without even looking, just caught it with his left hand, like very casually, and then winked at Brock. Like wow, good catch. So that was pretty entertaining. And then Brock started this off hot. He jumped off the top of the bulldozer like to a Austin press, like thing, and started pounding on him. Brock. I want to know what It's a good thing Brock's not full time, because I cannot imagine like Brock on weekly TV. Bro, he beats the out of these guys,
For sure.
which makes it look good. But it's like he doesn't. He's hitting you hard with everything. The steps, chairs, like whatever he had. He was just giving Roman everything he had, and they were doing the 10 count, and Roman kept getting back up, kept getting back up. And then, then Roman got on offense, and Lesnar would get him down. He kept getting back up. So Roman's selling in the ring. Brock gets in the tractor. I'm sure everybody's seen this spot. And he takes the bulldozer and he lifts half the ring up to where Roman slides down and falls on the ring on the floor.
That was incredible.
Gets up again. Then the Usos come out and they try to get on him. He's beating the out of them. Then Roman hits him with the belt. Oh, by the way, Paul gets in Brock's face. Paul gets an F5 on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Then Brock gets hit with the belt. Gets hit with the belt again. And then him and the Usos and everybody, they just start taking all the tables, stuff, and everything, and
burying him,
burying him, piling on the stuff on him, and burying him under the stuff to where he couldn't get up for the 10 count. And Roman wins the match. And this was a great visual. He stood on top of the pile of crap that was on top of Brock and held up the belt. So another strong win for Roman, even though he needed help. But this was very good. This is pretty good drama with the 10 counts and stuff. Oh, during the match, Theory tried to interfere and
got destroyed.
It didn't work. Got destroyed quick, and they just he basically interfered on Roman, and then Brock grabbed him and F5'd him and beat the out of him. Right. So, but yeah, then that was it. They buried him, and it's funny. Like with Brock, if that's Brock's last appearance at WWE, is like he got buried. I guess is what they wanted. Like is the image they tried to sell there. Sure. So, what'd you think of this?
Yeah, really good, really good. I mean, went out there. They used part of the set. They put everything they could think of. They went into the crowd. It was physical. It was really, really good. Two huge monsters going at it, really being real physical. They put the Usos in it. They used Theory. They entertained the crowd. Well done.
And they had a good viral visual with the bulldozer lifting the ring up. Something you've never seen before.
Yeah, then I saw a video of him actually crawling up to the corner, Lesnar, and putting his cowboy hat on and just standing in the corner with the ring slanted.
Yeah, the people know he's a good performer. He's a good performer. Bro, like when does Brock ever come and just suck? Like never.
Yeah, not often.
You know what I saw like on Sunday on Biography? You know how they've been doing those Legends show?
Yeah, you watched the Kurt Angle?
I saw the Kurt Angle, just full of tragedy.
Yeah.
And then I saw and this was really good. It's called Rivals, and it was Lesnar versus Angle, and they show all the time they faced each other, and then they have quotes from each of them and backstage videos. Really well done.
Does WWE produce these or A&E produce them?
I think A&E.
I think it's A&E, but I think you can also catch all this stuff on the network. I think they're giving you some network content and putting it on A&E.
Not right away, but I think it goes on the network down the line. A few months or whatever.